Today's episode of the Cedric Phillips podcast is brought to you by Grand Prix, where am I, Oakland? Yeah, Grand Prix Oakland. We got a pretty good turnout here for this Grand Prix, a little bit less than the SCG that's taking place in Columbus right now as I record this opening on a Sunday afternoon while I am 2-0 in the PTQ, which implies I did not in day 2 of the Grand Prix, which you know if you follow me on social media. I did another deep analysis with a bunch of players here this weekend, including, let's see, Ben Friedman, Jarvis Yu, Matt Nass, Sam Black, Ben Whites, Mark Jacobson, Corey Burkhardt, and a whole host of others. It looks like you guys enjoyed the first one of these that I did, so I'm going to try to do these as often as I can at every tournament I'm at, since I have this cool little recording program on my phone that brings in some pretty good audio quality. So, with that, we'll let you guys enjoy these pieces of the tournament at various stages. Even me, Rob Pisano, and Marcus Long lamenting in our inability to day 2. That was fun as well before we got dinner. So enjoy that. Enjoy some Jewel Vera to kick us off, and we will start things off with Ben Friedman, Jarvis Yu, and a little highlight from everybody's favorite Boros player, Paul Rietzel. I am here with Ben 40 Card Friedman of Grixis Death Shadow fame. Can I say that?
I suppose I've become kind of typecast at this point, so yes.
You've done the typecasting yourself, to be fair.
Yeah, I was an active participant in placing myself in this role. So yes, I am a Grixis Shadow guy, just like Brad Nelson is Jund guy or Jadine is Jundine, so yeah.
Jadine no longer with us, rest in peace. Going to Seattle, Washington, Renton, Washington, wherever. Now just hopefully printing the best cards that Death Shadow and Jund could use.
I sure hope so. I mean, I wish her the best.
You're playing Death Shadow in this tournament, I assume?
Yeah, Grixis Death Shadow. I tried a couple other things. I made some humorous tweets about, no, KCI is the best, no, Hollow One's the best, but in the end, I just kind of stuck with Old Reliable.
What's the record so far?
4-1, so 1-1 in matches played. Lost a close one to Blue Red Phoenix, piloted by Vidyanto Wijaya, and
good Magic player.
He's great. And then I defeated a Mono Red Phoenix deck. So a lot of Phoenixes today.
Is your matchup against Phoenixes pretty good?
I think it is pretty close. It depends on the player. My second round opponent was a little unfamiliar with her deck, and Vidyanto is obviously an expert. It will often come down to if the last card is a burn spell versus a cantrip versus a Phoenix versus I have a Stubborn Denial, or no, I have a Lightning Bolt. That kind of final interaction, whether they can push across the final few points. But I like my matchup in general.
Okay, so you've done a lot of iterations with this deck. You've done Faithless Looting, you've tried a bunch of different colors. You were kind of the first one to cut a land from the deck, because that's kind of your thing. Is there anything spicy going on this particular weekend?
Yeah, well, I think I said in my What We Play article over on Star City that I thought that Abrade was a worse 2-mana flexi removal spell choice than Izzet Charm. So I'm playing 2 Izzet Charms today, one in the main and one in the sideboard. And the idea here is it is that Faithless Looting spot where oftentimes you wouldn't actually get full 4 mana out of your Faithless Looting to churn 4 cards deep. You would only get to use it once. It's obviously powerful, but on the early turns, I'm not 100% confident with it because you are putting yourself at a card disadvantage. Compared to Izzet Charm, at instant speed, in the late game, you can dig for that Temur Battle Rage if you need to. But it's also a spell pierce against some of the most popular decks in the format, mainly Tron and blue-white control. Zorius, you got a Teferi.
There you go, Zorius. Yeah. Good job.
You got to hit the Teferi, Cryptic Command, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Karn, Liberated, all the big creatures. And against specifically Bant Spirits, you can kill a Drog Skull Captain with the Shock half and counter a Collected Company with the Spell Pierce half, which is really important because you often don't know which way they're going to go, Hyper Aggro or the Coco route. And I really like having that flexibility where on turn 2 I can do that with shocking their creature. Turn 4 I flash it back with Snapcaster, counter the company, and put them away.
Your best friends here.
My best buddy. We got Jarvis up in the house.
What's up, buddy?
That's Grand Prix Seattle Tacoma Legacy winner.
Yes.
Right?
It's a while ago. Land sucks now.
Hey, the wins are still the wins.
Yeah.
What's your record in this tournament, Jarvis?
5-0.
What? What are you playing?
I'm playing Experimental Frenzy Affinity.
Yeah,
I should just interview him. What am I talking to you for? What the hell's going on?
I didn't want to spoil your identity because I wasn't sure if that.
Okay, hold on. What's in this deck? Why are you playing Experimental Frenzy? Tell the people at home.
I saw a 5-0 list from the past week. You know, some guy 5-0'd with Experimental Frenzy Affinity. I looked at the list. I'm like, this actually seems reasonable because none of the 3-drops are that good. All the 3-drops are just bad versus removal except for Edge Champion, and that card just isn't that good anymore. Like, your opponent plays Thing the Ice and you have an Edge Champion play. It's like, it's laughable. But so the reason Frenzy is good is it gives the Affinity deck another angle to attack on. And, you know, you have a lot of really bad, cheap cards in your deck. Getting more of them out of your deck into play makes your deck better.
This is very smart deck building, Ben. You must approve, right?
I initially gave it a short shrift. I chuckled and I thought, this deck is stupid. But then I thought, well, you know, maybe there's something going on here. It is a better heavy hitter power card than most of the other cards in Affinity. And I've been thinking for a while that maybe this hype about Hardened Scales Affinity, the Hardened Scales deck, is a little oversold.
Come on, that deck sucks. You can just say it. It sucks.
I'm not going to say that it sucks because I'm pretty sure that Hall of Famer Paul Rietzel is sitting over there looking down at his phone awkwardly, and that's what deck he's playing.
Oh, no, Paul, no. Oh, a shoulder shrug? Hold on. Paul, what happened here?
I made a pact with myself to play Mox Opal until it's banned, and I didn't want to practice any other decks to play Mox Opal.
What is your record?
5-0.
Okay, God damn it. Okay, all right.
So
Fine.
We're both 5-0.
Well, obviously Paul is great, but
True.
Great.
I do think that Experimental Frenzy Affinity is powerful. It's powerful in a different way than most people are expecting, and one of the best things that you can do in Modern is change your deck just enough so that the people who are one step behind don't know what you're going for, don't know how to interact or how to properly answer it, and they get surprised, and they fumble, they get flustered, and you just run them over. It's a very common thing, and Jarvis has figured out, you know, this deck is just powerful enough that I can do something different. Hardened Scales did exploit that for a number of weeks early in its existence. Now I think it's time to switch back.
All right. Now I'm going to move on to a little Guilds of Ravnica fun. You ready?
Yeah.
Jarvis, I'm going to start with you. What's your favorite guild from Guilds of Ravnica, and why?
Is it because
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Ravnica Allegiance. The new one. My bad.
Sorry, that's a very different question.
Yeah.
We'll go with Azorius. I like some Azorius action.
You like Addendum?
I like tapping out on my main phase to cast spells, so yeah.
Okay, he likes Addendum.
I like tap out control decks.
Benny, what do we like from Guilds? Not Guilds of Ravnica.
Allegiance.
Ravnica Allegiance.
Yeah, I liked Izzet in Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance. I think I'm an Orzhov man myself. I like the Orzhov. I like the idea of having lots of little value creatures where your opponent isn't really incentivized to kill them, and you know, Afterlife seems cool. I'm still waiting eagerly a number of the new cards to see what happens. I'm excited, obviously, as I mentioned in my article this week.
Great selling. Great job.
About Sphinx of Foresight. I think it is a high potential card. We'll see what happens with it. But I think overall, if I had to declare a guild allegiance, I would be an Orzhov man.
All right, who's this stranger? What's your name?
What?
Who are you?
I'm Hunter Cochran.
What's your record in the tournament, Hunter?
Oh, yeah, I'm 5-0.
Everyone here is 5-0. What are you playing?
KCI.
Mox Opal strategy.
Yeah, a lot of Mox Opal strategy.
Yeah, okay. Real tough guys over here. What's your favorite card from the new set, Jarvis?
I don't know the name of it.
That's good.
It's the new Fires.
I don't know the name of it either.
So
Fine.
Some language as help, I'm Mr. Pig. But really what it does is it gives all of your creatures riot, and your creature spells are uncounterable.
Okay.
So it's kind of similar to Fire's mode of execution. So if you want to haste your creature, you can. And if you want to give a +1/+1 counter, you can as well. And I also believe, don't quote me,
Well, technically, you're going to be quoted because this is a podcast, but go ahead.
I think Riot stack. So if a creature with Riot, I think 2 instances of the word Riot work together, so then you can give it haste and get your +1/+1 counter.
So if you draw multiples, it's not bad.
Right. And also if you just play a creature with Riot, then you can have it all. You just attack with your 4/4 haste. You know, that's just some good Queen. I know you appreciate attacking with 4/4 haste creatures.
I'm a big fan. Yes, I am.
Yeah, turn 1 Llanowar Elves, turn 2 Fires, turn 3 attack you for 4.
What's our creature? What are we casting?
The 3/3 that gives you protection from.
What's that thing called? Gruul Spellbreaker?
Spellbreaker.
Nailed it. We are professionals, and we are going to get ready to go play. Paul, before you go, what's your favorite guild in Ravnica Allegiance and why?
Boros.
That's
That's
the old one.
I'll make it work.
All right, going to go play round 6. Next up is a fun one with Ben White, Mark Jacobson, and the Grixis aficionado that everyone loved last time, so he's back again this time in Corey Burkhardt. All right, we got, what round was that, 6?
This was round 6.
That was round 6. 6 rounds in the books. I'm here with 2 people who got their first win. Mark, what's your record?
I am 5-1.
Okay, so Mark is 5 and fun. Ben White, you had how many buys?
Oh, I had 3 buys,
And your record is?
4 and 2.
So you just got your first win, and Corey?
I'm 4 and 2 as well. You can consume via the energy in the room that I'm also 4 and 2 with my first win being that round.
That's big win.
Oh, big dubs.
Been on the board.
Oh yeah.
So Grixis bullshit, correct?
Cards I own.
Grixis cards I own.
Binder, Grixis Binder.
Okay, artifacts you own?
Whoa, yeah.
Okay. Mark, what are you playing?
Bant Spirits.
Why are you playing that deck? Do you think that deck's good?
Probably. I mean, played in Portland, went pretty well.
How do you do in Portland?
12 and 3.
Okay, that's good.
Lost Mike for top 8.
Nah, lost earlier than that.
I thought you lost and you would have been able to draw in.
I don't know. We're just repping the Bane energy today, you know.
Okay. Now, Ben, why do you continue to play your Stainy artifact deck?
Rude. So people keep telling me that Hardened Scales is bad, but then I also just do pretty well with it in every tournament I play in. So
Do you think it's good?
So scoreboard 1 and 2
I think
is
so.
still good, right?
Oh, well, I'm not doing so great in this tournament. So, maybe next tournament I'll change my mind or whatever, but, I've just done well in the last 3 tournaments I played it in, so.
Why is this deck still good? Besides the fact that you know how to play it really well, I assume.
I think if you play against people on the fairer side of the spectrum, they just have a hard time keeping up with Hangerback Walker. You can play a grindy game, but you can also just kill people really fast. So they have to sort of respect both sides of it, and that's not really easy to do. And just creature matchups are all really good between Hangerback Walker and Walking Ballista.
Mark, do you agree? Do you like Hardened Scales?
I was considering it for Portland. I think it was maybe my final 3 choices for that tournament between Spirits, Scales, and in fact, I had fun playing with Hardened Scales, and obviously the card Hardened Scales has a place in my heart. But in the end, it got narrowly edged out by Spirits for that one.
Corey, do you like Hardened Scales? I know that you only play Grixis, but let's imagine that you didn't and you played other things. Do you like Hardened Scales?
Yeah, it's the deck that I would have played if I didn't play Grixis.
Ooh, okay. Why do you like Hardened Scales?
So you are somewhat susceptible to the same hate as KCI, but you manage to actually go off and get free wins relative to where KCI doesn't by just putting kind of doofuses on the battlefield. The people that are trying to fight KCI are generally not good at fighting creatures for the most part. Example, you put creatures on the battlefield against a storm deck, against a point control deck. For the most part, these decks are not actually good at interacting with creatures. They have very low interaction points. Whereas if you are trying to fight KCI on the stack, your deck that's good at fighting on the stack, that is just a different metric. And I think that right now people are good at fighting these kind of build up a single monster like humans and spirits, and they're not as good at fighting the I'm going to triangulate all these different permanents that are trouble points for you, Hardened Scales is.
All right, maybe Hardened Scales is more popular than I thought. All right, quick pop quiz. Should Ironworks be banned?
Yeah.
No.
Depends on what you want to measure.
God, fucking game designer. That's a game designer answer. That's what that is.
What do you want to measure? What do you want to measure? And under that measurement, should KCI be banned?
Cough it up. Game designer?
I would probably axe it. I don't know whether you're actually supposed to just axe stirrings or opal, if you're supposed to just axe the KCI itself. You're probably supposed to get rid of it entirely, like get rid of stirrings, get rid of opal, and get rid of KCI if you were to like actually go ham, but of all of them, the card I think is like the most offensive is probably stirrings, then opal. Or it's actually probably opal than stirrings, but
I actually just don't think KCI is powerful, like too powerful. I just think it's miserable and horrible, like games, and it's just not fun. So just ban it because of that.
it's a bad viewer experience. Like at the end of the day, like watching somebody sit there and go off for 6 minutes because either the opponent doesn't want to concede, totally within their right. Like they came to a Magic tournament, they get to play the game also. Like it is. I just turn off every stream every time somebody's coming off KCI. I just go watch literally anything else on Twitch.
Marky Mark, what are we thinking?
I could, from a fun perspective, viewer perspective, I could buy the KCI ban. I was mostly thinking on power level, but
So you don't think so on power level?
I don't think it's ban worthy on power level.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Yeah, I agree with all of you guys. Like, I don't believe the deck is rawly too powerful. I think it's more of an experience of like what is actually happening in the games. And it's just the exact same stupid thing every single time, and then I have to sit there for 6 minutes watching you figure out how many times you're going to cantrip.
All right, enough KCI talk. New set, Ravnica Allegiance. Ben, you look excited. What's your favorite guild and why?
My favorite guild. Well, my favorite guild is It, but they're not in the new set.
Duh. So from the new set. You were the fourth person that said that, by the way.
Well, that's because It is
Actually,
great.
the way you phrased the question made it sound like favorite guild period.
God. All right, fine. We're not going to edit this out. Okay, Ben. New set coming out, Ravnica Allegiance. What's your favorite guild from Ravnica Allegiance?
I think Orzhov is probably my favorite guild. Although, actually, from the spoilers, I think from the cards I've seen, I think Rakdos gets me most excited because I think their mechanic is like the hardest you have to work for. I really like mechanics that are set up to reward you as long as you have to work for it. Like Afterlife, which is the Orzhov mechanic, is just like a free bonus basically. You just tacked on the cards, you just get to do some stuff. Like maybe you get to like work for some sacrifice synergies and figure that stuff out and make that good, and that's cool. But with the Rakdos, the spectacle, you like have to figure out ways to like sneak in damage. Which presumably they'll be more interesting than just like curving out or whatever. So you have like the red divination card, like looks really cool to me, like because that's not normally a card that you would want to put in like a curve out aggro deck, but does seem like pretty powerful to me just on power level. Like if you can figure out ways to build like maybe a more mid-rangey deck that's still good at sneaking in damage and stuff like that. So that's what it's exciting me at the moment.
Marky Mark. First of all, Mark, what GP did you win?
Mexico City,
That was last year, right?
October, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Which mechanic, which guild do you like from Ravnica Allegiance?
I'll say Simic. I've always been into like creature combo decks or like tricky creature decks. On the flip side, their mechanic is a little boring, and I mean some of the cards seem pretty cool, like the new Mystic Snake's cool card, some of the counter synergy cards, but they reprinted Birthing Pod on a stick.
Yeah, I don't think it's good.
Yeah, but at least
waste so much time on that card. I don't care.
yeah, playability aside, that's right up my alley. Birthing Pod might be my favorite card all time. So
All right, you're a Simic guy. Simic Combine. Corey, you can't say Grixis because that's not a guild.
Are you sure?
It's a shard.
So usually my favorite guild is out of all 10 is Orzhov. Given the cards I've actually seen and trying to like actually broaden my range here, I think Gruul is actually going to end up being my favorite. I think that I'm going to try to be attacking some of you fools at the next
That is
PT
just
or so.
cannot be true.
The first time I ever saw Corey at a PT, he was playing a red-green aggro deck.
My first PT ever, I played Dictative Karametra. I did not win a match in Standard. My second PT ever, I played Red-Green Landfall, and I Teamer Battle Rage Become Immense two different people on turn 3, and both of them tried to verify that I actually had enough mana to do all of these things. I did. It was a great tournament. I loved every second of it. So,
All right, so you can give some beatdowns occasionally.
yeah, I've got to put it in like every 18 months. Otherwise, you guys actually realize that I can play a creature deck. So when you just draw these opening hands of like random idiot 3-drop, 5-drop, 6-drop, 4 lands, you just snap keep every single time. If I start putting 1-drops in my deck, you'll actually mulligan those hands, and I gotta let my range go to I have nothing to do other than play bad Grixis cards and then wheel back around to creatures.
Okay, fair enough. That's important. I asked Corey this last week, so Ben, I'm going to ask you this now. Obviously, we're both at this Grand Prix because it's super close to where you live and I live. How much Magic are you playing next year, even though you don't know anything? What's your plan? Because you go to a lot of tournaments, dude.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's going to just really hard to say, like, because they haven't announced a bunch of details. I expect I'll probably play about as much, if not more, than I've been playing. If you just look at hours spent playing Magic the Gathering, I'll probably spend a lot less time playing Magic if you count time spent in the air traveling to Magic tournaments.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would guess I'll probably play more Magic this coming year than I played last year.
Mark, you also play a lot of Magic. You're at most Grand Prix. You normally fly in like Friday night or something like that, and then like get out of there. Or like Saturday morning. Yeah, you're the Saturday morning guy. Are you still going to be the Saturday morning guy?
I'd really like to know what is going to happen with the pro points that I can't earn from now till June. They're claiming that you get some sort of benefit locked in at the end. I had a really good quarter, the last quarter with Mexico and the Pro Tour, and it's not really clear what kind of outlook is there. So it could be a lot, it could be a little, might just be a medium amount. Hopefully find out soon. I am going to Jersey end of this month. I locked that in before any of the announcements, but
What format is that?
It is first weekend limited, so really into that, and get to see my mom. She comes up from Philly, so worth.
All right, that's easy reason to go.
Yeah. Okay. But overall, probably cut down on cross country trips unless we find out there's a major incentive to get X amount of pro points.
Do you have like any interest in being like an Arena or Magic Online MOCS like grinder or anything?
So I've never played a Mox tournament. As for Arena, it might depend on what happens with the pro system and what kind of incentives are there. If it just remains as is right now, I probably won't play much Arena. But if that becomes a major pathway to Magic success, then I'll probably have to dip in more.
Ben, I know you play. I actually don't know how much Magic Online you play. I legitimately don't know.
I used to play a lot. Like, I used to play a lot more than I do now. I attended the 2016 Magic Online Championship.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't know that actually either.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I sort of consciously decided to step back from Mox grinding in favor of GP grinding because it was more a goal of mine to, like achieve platinum status or top 8 Pro Tour or whatever. But if they just change the pathways so that like the path to the prestigious Magic status is, through Arena or whatever, like if there's pathways to the MPL via Arena, I'll happily grind Arena. And yeah, generally, I think having grinding on the online platforms is much better than grinding in GPs because you don't have to fly and you don't have to, it's just so much easier.
You don't have to leave your house.
Yeah, it's just that up until this point, GPs were like the competitive pathway. Like that was the road. So that's what I did, basically.
Corey, have you made any decisions yet?
I started playing on Arena. I'm in Diamond and Constructed and Platinum and Limited. I'll actually try if they tell me that's where I have to go. I assume that's what's going to happen, so it's just a matter of when do I put more time into Arena. As far as Magic Online, I tried to play a League of Modern on Monday after I got back from Vancouver. I played one match. I sat in queue for 8 minutes. I then got turn 3'd by triple Phoenix. So I decided that I had had enough of my time and I would just pick cards at random and put in my Grixis deck. So
Grixis, fine.
Yeah,
Grixis cards he owns.
Yeah, sometimes it's Grixis cards I don't own. Sometimes I have to ask friends if they have a Dillian Click because I don't own one of those. But I don't know. I expect that I will probably play about as much online Magic as I have in the past. But as soon as the Arena stuff's announced, it'll probably 1.5 times what I did last year. Is I'll probably attend half as many Grand Prix and spend 10 to 15 more hours a week on Arena. I'd expect.
All right. I guess I got to talk to Logan Nettles soon, since he's like the ultimate Magic Online player, and see if he's going to keep grinding.
I mean, it's him, Budakov, and his cousin Reed, right? Like, it's one of those three is the most Magic Online player of all time.
Yeah. I wonder if
Tommy Ashton.
Yeah, Tommy Ashton. He's
Ashton not bad.
He's a little ass kicker, that Tommy Ashton. No argument there.
He's won the most PTQs by far, I think.
21 or something.
It's an egregiously large number. Yeah, he works during the day and he just comes in and he plays Magic Online and then he just goes to bed.
Yeah, I
That's
did
it.
that for 2.5 years. It was an interesting life.
It's like lawyer by day, Magic Online grinder by night,
Yeah.
and then I get his angry messages whenever he loses. Yeah.
Sometimes he has deck list.
Yeah, sometimes Tommy's got a good deck list.
Deck list, it's all gravy at the end of the day.
Well, when you get Tommy's deck list, you know it's good too.
Yes.
Because like Tommy told me to play Burn, and it's like, all right, I hate Burn. He's like, just play it. Fine. So that's our pairings. Round 6 is done. Round 7, I'm 5-1, 4-2, 4-2, 5-1. All right, I'm gonna play Mark. See you later. Now it's time for the low point in the podcast where myself, Rob Pisano, Marcus Long, we didn't make day 2, so we're lamenting, and then Pro Tour Dominaria champion Wyatt Darby, who obviously made day 2, joins in on the fun. All right, we're back. Round 9, day number 1 of competition. I'm not playing in it. Neither is Rob Pisano, are you?
No, I am not. So.
Marcus, are you?
I'm also not.
We're all very good at this. I was 5-1. I went lose-lose. Not as mad as I was an hour ago, but I'm still not particularly happy. Marcus, what happened to you this weekend?
I played Spirits, played against Elves and lost, played against Burn and lost, and I played against Grixis Whir Prism with Thopter Sword and lost. So that was fun. That was exciting.
It's a really good tournament right there.
Yeah, I mean, I got to see some interesting decks, but couldn't quite get there against those.
Did you win a match?
I did. I won 2. I played
okay.
against Storm and Grixis Death Shadow and managed to emerge victorious against those.
Wow.
But, you know.
That is fucking exciting.
I know. Riveting stuff.
Yeah.
Playing against some normal decks. But, yeah.
How did you lose to Grixis Whir?
How did I lose? Well, my opponent has a Torpor Orb in play.
Okay, that's
As well
it.
as a Thopter Sword combo in play.
Okay.
And I don't catch that he's not allowed to make tokens with Thopter Sword until the turn after.
Okay.
And I lose because he makes enough tokens to kill me, and we can't rewind. Because he's not allowed to bring back Sword of the Meek.
I'm pretty sure if he realized he just sacks the Torpor Orb,
Yes,
you're super dead as well.
I could have lost if they sacked Torpor Orb, but I also would have gotten to cast my Spell Queller and quell things if he sacked the Torpor Orb. So, I don't know, up in the air, but I lost to that.
It's kind of a bummer. Rob, you played Ironworks. What happened?
I did play Ironworks. My tournament started by playing against a Scapeshift opponent, and I'm like, all right, this is great. Turn 1, Stomping Ground. Turn 2, Secure Tribelder. Fetch Island. I'm like, oh, that's way different deck.
Oh, that Scapeshift deck.
Yeah,
that's
one.
probably harder for you to
People
beat.
still play it.
No, they don't, actually.
Reman's
but-
pretty good against four mana spells, it turns out. So yeah, that didn't go too well. He won game 1 because he had a counterspell. In game 2, he fetched up a Plains, and I was about ready to reach for a match slip right away.
Old Stony? Old Stony you?
I'm like, oh, jeez, play that too. Yeah, no, that didn't go too well. Aside from that, just a lot of close matches. I think in general, my opponents seem much more prepared for KCI than I feel they might have been in the past. So, as usual, I'm just super late to the party, and it's the party's probably over.
Maybe party's over. Maybe time to switch. We have someone who's in day 2, I think, joining us now. Pro Tour, which one? Ammonite? No, Amonkhet? Dominaria champion and occasional Star City Games writer and full-time streamer, apparently. Wyatt Darby. Wyatt, how are you?
Feeling pretty good. My Hollow One opponent last round drew about 7 cards in one turn and only put 1 Hollow One in play.
Okay.
So I felt like I got a fighting chance for this tournament.
Okay. Well, what are you playing and what's your record?
Playing Bant Spirits, and I am 7-2 right now.
Quick check on Marcus. Marcus, you're playing Bant Spirits. What's your record?
4-3.
Would you say that Wyatt is better or worse than you at Magic?
Well, having watched Wyatt draft Golgari on stream, I would say that if we had to open booster packs to build our decks, I would put myself firmly ahead. But today, Wyatt takes the cake, takes the throne.
It's Wyatt Derby Day. What did you lose to so far?
Let's see. I lost to Boggles, where they had one of those draws where Boggles just doing their thing, and you can't really afford to stumble against that. And what else did I lose to? I might have repressed it from my memory already because I know it was terrible. What's the phrase? Got moderned? Yeah. I got moderned a couple times. Okay.
That doesn't happen often, but it happens enough.
Yeah.
Happens enough. So you're going to be like a full-time streamer now? Is that what's going on with Arena?
Yeah. It's been awesome so far. I've only been doing it for about a week, but people have been super receptive. Thinking Monday through Thursday, 6 to midnight Central Time is kind of what I'm doing. It's worked out pretty well, and Arena is just so much more fun to play than Moto. So with that kind of time, I've been loving it.
What's your channel? I know you're new to this, but you gotta shill yourself so people know where to find you. So this is where you're you can find me on this Twitch thing and this Facebook and this Instagram. So go ahead.
Yeah. So on Twitch, it's Wyatt Darby MTG. You can catch me on Twitter, Wyatt DMTG. A little bit similar, maybe a little bit of brand unity there. What change of one would be worthwhile? Another good thing to know: not everyone knows this. Amazon Prime.
Oh, talk to me.
It gives you this thing called Twitch Prime.
Yep.
Totally free to you.
Yeah.
And what that does is you can go on your favorite streamer's channel. Who knows? That might be me after you watch it just one time.
He's doing good. He's learning quick. He's doing good.
Just give me a half an hour with your Amazon Prime account, and then maybe slap me with that Twitch Prime. You make that decision. I don't want to force anyone, but just something to think about in case you haven't already.
There he is. I like quick learners. This is good. So I'm gonna transition here into Ravnica Allegiance. Rob, what's your favorite guild in Ravnica Allegiance and why?
Favorite guild, probably Rakdos. In particular, there's an ad that Jacob Wilson tweeted out.
I didn't see this. No, I didn't see this. What are you talking about?
So the tagline on this ad is, "Join a cult, destroy the world. No context necessary." All right.
Official WotC branding.
That is what
Join
I'm
a
about.
cult,
That
destroy
is
the
what
world.
I'm gonna do. And
Excellent stuff.
it's in the small print with Ravnica Allegiance. The subtext is you draft Rakdos and destroy the world with these Rakdos.
Right, that's the cult you join.
Yeah.
I see. Maybe they could have thought that through maybe a little more. Maybe it's okay.
Not the best cop.
Marcus, how about you? What's your favorite guild and why?
Historically, I think Simic's my favorite guild. I think Simic offers an interesting combination of creatures that have interesting abilities and spells that also have interesting abilities. I'm also a Turbo Fog junkie.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so you'll see me playing Growth Spiral in Standard in Memphis.
Your Nexus of Fate and that.
Oh,
what's that stupid enchantment that untaps all their lands? Do we know the name of that
Wilderness Reclamation.
thing? Yeah, you're gonna play that thing too.
I will be casting 4-mana Mirari's Wake.
Okay.
That is my plan.
Okay. There's some belief that might have been. There's some belief there might have been an error. Wyatt, do you think that card might be pretty good?
Yeah, it's one of the rare cases. I don't know if people remember Prophet at Krufix.
I do.
I've heard people saying that not being able to kill that effect makes it a lot better. So I'm not saying that might have been Marcus who said that. I think I said it first. So we'll.
That's not true.
If Wyatt said it first, then you should subscribe to his channel.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
And if you do stream, use Cardboard Live.
Oh, smart. Oh, are you? That's smart. He's on the team. That's good. You guys won the last Pro Tour.
Did.
That's a pretty big game. Andrew Ellenberg, he's pretty good at Magic.
Andrew is like gas.
Yeah, super awesome.
I love Andrew. Super nice guy. You meet him for the first time, and it might not come off that way, but if you ever, get down to talk with him, really intelligent, really kind, someone I'm really happy to test for tournaments with and talk to regularly.
Yeah, I snapped him up for Star City.
Yeah, that was smart.
I ain't wasting any time.
Very smart.
I ain't wasting any time. I got an eye for talent. All right, Wyatt, your favorite guild in Ravnica Allegiance and why?
It's Orzhov, because it's all about debts owed and debts paid, and a lot of Magic players owe me some money. So it's nice to have something. That reminds me of who I need to collect from. I identify with yours in that way.
That's good. You're chasing down those debts. I see. You want to name any names? You want to put anyone on blast right now? Steve Locke.
No, Locke pays up really quick.
That's good.
I found blasting has made odds of payouts actually lower historically, so I'm going to protect the pocketbook on this one.
Especially in the Midwest.
Hey, I'm from the Midwest. We dodge big time. So that's just part of growing up in the Midwest. You just dodge. But seriously, Steve, pay him. Seriously, though. All right, so Wyatt's in day 2. None of us are. So are we all playing in the PTQ tomorrow?
I'm considering it.
You too big for the PTQ?
No, my ego is shrinking rapidly. I don't know if I can stomach looking at another spirit card.
I see.
We'll see. Maybe I'll be in there.
Okay. Rob, I know you're in. Yeah.
I will endure the PG.
When's your flight leave?
That's an excellent question. I'm sure it leaves at some point.
It won't matter. He'll be out by round 1.
Yeah.
Like my flight starts boarding at 4:57 p.m. and the PTQ starts at 10. So just gonna gamble here a little bit. And if I miss it, I kind of miss it, and I would like to miss it, make the top 8, and then immediately lose in the quarterfinals.
That would be
for just max pain. Max pain is ideal, I think here. I'm kind of fucking mad I didn't make day 2 still. I thought I was over it.
Great.
I'm not over it. I lost to spirits because I punted, and then it's like lost to humans because every time I play against humans with burn, I like never lose to it, but everyone's like Burns favored, and then I just got destroyed by a humans player with like champion and Night Autumn, and I don't know, they just cast their spells and I died.
Yeah.
I don't understand. You play humans a lot. Do you think the burn matchup's good or bad?
I believe it is good, yes.
Because also my humans player is like, I've played burn 4 times. I'm like, what's your record against? He's like, I haven't lost yet. I'm like, fuck. And then he's like, but you're far and away the best burn player I've played against. And then I beat him game 1, a really close game 1. That means I'm going to be on the play for game 3. It's really exciting, and then I just got fucking destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, it can be close. It depends on the draws. Like, obviously, if you're on the play, have Eidolon, and humans doesn't have Vial, that could be really bad. Or
Yeah, game 2, my opponent had 2 Vials, and I had 2 Eidolons.
Yeah.
So auto loss.
Big deal, too. Knight of Autumn's pretty good. Auric Champion's pretty good. Like, a lot of it depends on deck construction.
I don't know, it feels super close. I've always played champion, so I always thought the matchup was pretty good, because I just don't ever want to lose to burn.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of what my opponent did, so kind of tilted. Do you think Spirits is good?
Its main deck is fairly mediocre. If your opponent doesn't lose to, a mediocre tribal deck or to Spell Queller, you're a dog in game 1. Post-board, you have access to good sideboard cards, but if you don't draw them, then I think you're a dog there too. It's fine. You're really leaning on your sideboard to beat these decks, and if you're not prepared, then you're going to suffer. I cut Knight of Autumn from my sideboard, and I lost to burn because I didn't have access to Gain for Life. So, I think it was the right choice still. I added Detention Sphere to my sideboard. Shout out to Cat Light.
Okay, she's very smart.
To add Detention Sphere. It's very good against the Phoenix decks, but I didn't end up, playing against that deck, and I lost to burn because of a direct swap I made. So,
Do you agree with what everything Marcus just said?
I think Spirits game 1 is better than advertised. You just have to.
So no.
No, I don't. And not just because it's Marcus saying. I think it's similar to humans in that you have to mulligan more aggressively than you might think. If your first play is a 2-1 for 2 on the draw in Modern, you're just going to get hosed. So even if you might have a Sweet Company or a 3-drop Lord follow-up, it's just not worth it. So look for Wanderer, look for Noble. Those are the cards that really make the deck tick.
All right, that's it. Calling it. We're going to go eat food. We're going to get Indian food, I think?
Yeah.
All right, even though Marcus wants Chinese. Why do you want Chinese so bad?
Because I live around here, and I know it's good.
Wait, you live in Oakland?
I live in San Francisco.
Are you, around here often and know what's good?
There's Chinatown here that I've eaten at many times, and food's good.
Okay. All right, maybe we're going... Marcus wants Chinese, Ben. What do you think we do here?
Well, are we
Indian, yes.
Oh, we're getting Indian, aren't we?
Well, if you want to eat as a group, I would probably be happy. I'll eat anywhere, but...
Sounds like it's Indian.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's Indian. We will report back on the Indian food maybe tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. And to cap it off is a quick little tidbit with Ironworks master Matthew Nass, who is dominating another Grand Prix. It wouldn't surprise me by the time you listen to this that he made top 8 and or won the Grand Prix. Or maybe Sam Black did, since they're both playing Ironworks, obviously. All right, I am here with the newly defeated Matt Nass, who went 9-0 in day one with Ironworks as usual.
Yep, that's great.
Is just anyone ever going to beat you playing this deck outside of the last round?
Rarely. Yuta Takahashi with fairies will beat me every time, but he didn't show up for this one.
Oh, you can't beat that deck?
Nah.
Really?
It's like the hardest thing to beat is pressure plus disruption, and fairies has pretty good pressure and a lot of disruption. I think.
But that's what humans is. But you like never lose to humans.
Humans is more vulnerable to creature removal, like bolts and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, the deck can beat anything. It's just a busted deck. But
so, like, I'm watching right now. Sam Black and Hunter Cochran are also playing a 9-0.
Yeah.
They were playing next to you. They're also both playing Ironworks.
Yeah. Hunter is 801. Just to be clear.
Fair enough. They haven't lost.
Yeah.
So there is that. Do you think this is just the best deck until it gets banned?
Probably. I mean, I believe you could build a deck to beat it. Like if you just play, like Sai is a good way to zig when they zag, but I think if people play like lots of Stonies and crap, like it's gonna be good. But.
You just think like there's probably just not enough hate being played?
Yeah, like I mean, I think it's one of those things where it's probably should be banned because it's so good that like the amount of hate you have to play to beat it is too much. It's kind of like when Dredge is legal and you just have to dedicate 4 of your slots to Leyline of the Void or whatever.
Sam, did you win or lose?
Lost.
200 playing Ironworks as well?
Yes.
Cool. This is a really cool tournament with all of you guys doing this thing. Is this deck completely busted still?
It's very good.
But not like completely busted?
Like, I think it's about the same place that it's been. It is extremely resistant to hate. There are matchups that are bad.
Matt says the worst matchup is Fairies, even though no one plays it besides Yuta Takahashi. Agree or disagree?
How would I know?
Have you ever played against it? Yeah,
What is
true.
the best matchup of the things that you normally play against?
I assume it's like Death Shadow with surgicals. And
Yeah,
stuff.
Grixis Death Shadow is a relatively tough one. You're pretty good at neutralizing the Death Shadow of the card because you have Grove and Explosives.
Okay.
But Gurmag, if like Gurmag Angler backed with Stubborn Denial or Surgical or Kolagon's Command or whatever is pretty annoying.
So ideally people play Banned Spirits because Spell Queller is really good against the deck and they think that's a good matchup. Is that just like...
Sai is really good against Banned Spirits and you can bolt their Spell Quellers in post-board games. So
Okay, so you're not like that concerned.
yeah, I mean, I've lost to it. I lost to Sam playing Banned Spirits at the last GP, but I went 2-1 against it, I think. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
Any Fear of Spirits for you?
I also went 1-1 against it in the last GP. I haven't played it this GP. I think that it's like maybe slightly unfavorable, but not like horrible.
Okay. Do we have to ban this thing? Is it time?
I think we should. I think it should be banned. Like, it's not very fun to play against. It's very confusing. It's maybe some people like watching it, but
it's very few, man.
Yeah, it's not the most fun thing to watch, and it's very good. So it's like kind of a combination of.
Which card do you want to ban?
This is the fun convo.
I think like Modern having like if the goal was to like ban the busted cards, Mox Opal and Ancient Stirring seem like the busted cards. Like those are the ones that have been busted throughout Modern's history in like a million different decks. But if they want diversity, if they want to keep Tron a deck, want to keep Affinity, want to keep Hardened Scales, then I think it's fine. Then I think I would not go after Scrap Trawler. I think that would be a mistake because I think KCI with just like Sai as the engine creature might be just as good and maybe even more resilient to hate. So I think if you're gonna try to kill it. Like just ban KCI itself.
What do you want to ban, Sam?
Well, I completely disagree with the reasoning that Matt just said. Like, you start from the position of if they want diversity, which I think they do, and then you're like, if you want to kill the deck, kill the deck. But I think that it's much better if they just make it a reasonable power level.
Sure.
And so, like, I think that there's an argument for ban Scrap Trawler specifically to avoid banning the deck while making it weaker, kind of like banning Summer Bloom.
I think it's just so risky. Like if you miss, it's such a bad look.
Is it?
I think if you ban Scrap Trawler and then their table 1 and table 2 are KCI mirrors, then
It just looks like you were right. You needed to do something like the deck was too good.
Well,
then what are we doing? Are we unbanning Scrap Trawler and then just banning Ironworks to just kill it? Like,
Why
what do we do then?
banning Scrap Trawler?
you could just ban it.
Because it's like weird to have on the ban list.
Yeah.
That's just strange.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not like he's playing any other deck besides Ironworks, so it would just be weird.
Sure.
That's all.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think... So I definitely would not ban Stirrings as a way to deal with KCI, because I think then
mono blue KCI with Whir instead of stirrings might just be better anyway.
Yeah, that's the scary part. That like, no matter what other Opal, I think would be pretty impactful. But like, no matter
Opal's
what other,
what
okay, yeah, but like, Opal and KCI and Scrap Trawler, I think, are the 3 highest impact. And Eve Scrap Trawler, I don't think would do the trick. But maybe, I think, and Opal also maybe, and then KCI is the only one where you'd be confident that. So it depends on what your goals are, I guess.
Are there mono blue War versions that are seeing play, or like there's just no reason to because stirrings is still legal?
I think stirrings is better, but I wouldn't like. I don't think it's by that much. Like I think if they ban stirrings, KCI would still be one of the best decks with Whir. The colorless lands are also great, and Whir like pushes you away from playing colorless lands. I think that's also like Buried Ruin.
I mean, you could do something like play 1 Buried Ruin, 1 Inventor's Fair, 1 Expedition map, and then like work for it to have access to that stuff. I think that's actually reasonable.
Also, you might want. I don't know if you'd want to play like Academy Ruins or not, but that could be an option maybe.
Yeah, I think Buried Ruin is just a better Academy Ruins.
Okay,
yeah,
that's reasonable.
Like even in the current version, there's lots of blue sources. You could play Academy Ruins.
Yeah, but you just don't need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, I think that, Mox Opal's been the most powerful card in Modern basically for its entire existence. And I think that, Grixis, the guy with the second most trophies on Magic Online in competitive Modern leagues is playing Grixis Whir, which is a miserable deck to play against. It's just an ensnaring bridge deck.
Yeah.
So many of the Mox Opal decks are so stupid.
That's and Affinity and Hardened Scales are actually pretty fun to play against. But
kind of. Unless Hardened Scales just kills you on turn 2.
Unless they have their Mox Opal draws, in which case you're just like, this is stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
The artifact decks are so good that I don't think that banning Opal makes all of them unplayable. And I think that it would be interesting to see where the artifact decks end up when Mox Opal's gone. People play less hate, but you can still play all of them. You might be able to just balance the format without cutting any diversity while freeing up sideboard slots for people.
I think Opal would kill most of them.
You really think that no one's going to play any artifact deck if everyone stops playing Stony Silence because there's no Opal?
I think they're just a lot worse. I don't know.
I feel like you win plenty. Ironworks probably uses Opal the best, but I still think Affinity and Hardened Scales win without Opal.
They do, but their win percentage drops dramatically.
Sure.
So if they're winning, 40% of their games without Opal and 70 with, or whatever the numbers are, then now you're just playing the 40% deck all the time. And maybe there's less hate, so it moves up to 45, but
I don't know. Just regular Affinity, if you just never play against a Stony Silence, it's pretty good. I don't know.
Is it if you don't get free Mox half the time? Do the creatures actually outpace Bant Spirits or whatever when you're not? I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, I would guess you don't play.
I love the difference in opinion. It's fun.
Yeah.
Sam, I'm a little disappointed you didn't play Lantern. I know you thought about it with Unmoored Ego and stuff. Just couldn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, I the little bit that I was testing, I put into Amulet instead, and I played 2 trials yesterday just for fun with Amulet and lost both of them in the first round. And I was like, all right, well, I guess this isn't what I should be doing, and so I just picked this up instead. And worked out reasonably well.
It's obviously working. So you're 9-1 now, and Matt, you're 9-1.
I'm also 9-1.
And that means there's 5 rounds left to go.
We'll probably play KCI Mary next round again.
Almost assuredly.
It'll be a fun time.
That'll be an absolute blast, and then you guys will just win out because the deck's busted and play each other in top 8 maybe.
Fantastic.
So there you go. All right. Pleasure. Good luck. Alrighty, folks, that's it this time around for the Cedric Phillips podcast. I hope you enjoyed another episode of Deep Analysis, this time at Grand Prix Oakland. Recording this Sunday afternoon. The GP is almost over in the Swiss. They're in round number 14. So players are starting to work themselves into winning in and drawing in territory. As for me, I am in the PTQ. I am 4-0. I just beat KCI with Burn. So with any luck, I win next round, be able to draw in round 6, and play in the top 8 of the PTQ and probably miss my flight home. But such is the life of trying to get back onto the Pro Tour or Magic Fest or whatever the Mythic Championships, whatever the hell they call these things in 2019. If you liked what you heard, you can, of course, subscribe and leave a review over on iTunes, the podcast app, Stitcher, SoundCloud. I think I'm on Spotify now. Who knows? And what else we got? Patreon. We got one of those. Patreon.com/Cedric Phillips podcast. And yeah, that's about it. 2 rounds to go in the PTQ. Like I said, if I win the next round, I can probably draw in. So that'd be super cool. schedule, and when you're listening to this, likely on a Monday or a Tuesday when it goes live, you'll know if I made top 8 and or won the tournament. Thanks for listening. More stuff coming this week. Adios.
Baby, I believe if you show me what you mean.